Hello friends, and welcome back to another real versus fake tarot card review. This one I think is so funny because there's such a big difference in the boxes. But today we will be reviewing the Real Animal Totem Tarot to the Fake Animal Totem Tarot. I do want to give credit to the author and illustrator, Lisa Robertson and Eugene Smith. By purchasing the legit deck, you are supporting them, not the people making the fakes. So, first of all, I think it's very obvious the size difference in what you pay for here. I believe I paid about $6 for this deck. It has been a while, so prices may have changed, but I believe that one was about $6, and this deck is about $30. I know in the US, this deck seems to be cheaper. When I shared my fake tarot card video, which I will link up above, a lot of people are like, you can get this deck for like $18. You can't in Canada, but apparently you can in some places. So shop around, and I find tarot and oracle cards quite often go on sale too. So let's open these up, shall we? So we'll start with the fake cards, just a very plain cardboard box. Not very much protection for the cards at all. And this is what the cards look like. They are very, very flimsy. I feel like I could break them just doing that. And this is the Animal Totem legit copy. It has this wonderful magnetic flap. I love the box on this deck. Look how beautiful that is. And it has a hefty guidebook. This one, sorry for your luck, you don't get a guidebook. So this has a very hefty guidebook. I did do a review for this deck, so if you want to have a more in-depth review of the real deck, I will link that above. Okay, beautiful box, very sturdy, very protective of the cards. And these are, they're not the most sturdy cardstock for a tarot deck, but in comparison to this, like this feels like it's half the weight of this. Comparing the backs of the deck, you can see the size difference. Let me put them together. So you've got about a centimeter difference in terms of the length and the width. And this card, so if we look, let's look at these two flowers right here, okay? Complete flower, complete flower. This deck, is it all cards? Yeah, it looks like all of them. It's not even centered on the back. So you've got part of the flower cut off, and you've got just a little tiny peak of this flower over here, okay? The animals on the edges are cut off, and this one you can barely even see the flowers that are on the edges. There's also the color difference. This is, it almost looks like it's desaturated. It's not quite as vibrant, or maybe they've taken the luminance of the colors down. Either way, it's not as pretty. And now I have gone ahead and organized some cards so that we can compare the cards side by side. And, okay, first of all, we have the 10 of Cups. This card is very, it feels cold. It's very blue. This card kind of feels like it's the end of winter and everything's mucky because it's melting and there's dirt, and it's just, you know when you get brown snow when it's melting, that's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like this beautiful Antarctic kind of landscape that isn't dirty from, our environment. Much better color on the legit card versus the fake card. The next cards we will be comparing are the King of Swords. And again, this card is much more crisp in terms of color. This one is, honestly, it's brown. Like, especially if you look at the banner along the bottom, This is gray, whereas this is beige. The bald eagle is also not very white, he's very beige. And the sword on the stone here almost blends in. There's not a lot of contrast in terms of the color here, whereas on this card, you can see the contrast a lot more. There's also a lot more nuance in the sky, which is lacking on this card. We have the Lovers card. Now this one, I wanted to show you this one because it's not as apparent, the difference in colors. I mean, this one is definitely more blue. This one, the sky's almost more green, but it's not as drastic as, say, these first ones. Okay, so I wanted to show that, you know, not all of them are terrible, but they're still pretty bad. Then we have the Five of Cups, and again, this one's a lot more brown, whereas this one is more true to color. We have the Moon, and this is also interesting. Like, these cards have they have a bit of texture, whereas these ones are just very slippery. Here we have the Moon, and I think there is a lot of difference in the blues here in terms of the saturation, but also the tonal differences of the brown on the trees, I think, is worth noting. Okay, and then we have the Two of Cups. Again, just a lot dirtier looking. This looks a lot more brown. Even the water above him looks more green. And then we have the High Priestess. Again, nice and vibrant. Really, again, the best way I can describe the fake version is that it looks like the cards are dirty. Okay. Now these aren't side-by-side comparisons anymore, but you can see the difference in the cards. I mean, the fake cards are still beautiful because Eugene Smith, who is the illustrator of this deck, is an amazing artist, and he did an amazing job with the artwork on these cards, but it doesn't do it justice. When you see the real artwork, when you see the legit artwork on this deck, then this one just is like, ugh, you know. At least that's my thoughts on it. Let me know what your thoughts. Do you think that the legit deck is worth the extra money, also considering you get this gigantic guidebook, or would you prefer to just buy the fake one? My opinion will be always to support the artist and the author of the deck, but no judgment to you if you choose something else. So that is my review of the Animal Totem Tarot, real versus fake. If you enjoyed this style video, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye.